Nebraska, cradle of the volleyverse. This is the start of the end. Week 13 of the inaugural League One volleyball season starts now. Kimberly Drevniak of Omaha is welcoming Tia Jimerson and Atlanta to town for the women of Love Volleyball. It's time to put on your best and finish strong. Welcome inside, everybody. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Nicole Brana. Nicole, #1 team in the league. Atlanta comes to town, and they present a pretty unique challenge.
They absolutely do, but no matter what, tonight is a huge night for these teams to get that last confidence before they go into the championship. Atlanta wants to come out strong and set the tone, and Omaha wants to get that rhythm going after a little bit of a slump.
On the outside, on the left side, it is speed to the pin that's critical for Atlanta.
Absolutely. They have one of the fastest offenses in the league. Take a look at how fast the setter releases this ball out to the pin, especially to Mackenzie Adams. Keep an eye on her tonight. Leaps high, gets up, presents a lot of trouble for the middle blockers of the opposing team as they have to keep their eyes clicked on that and make a good decision.
For the visiting Atlanta side, of course, outside there is a look at Mackenzie Adams, maybe a league MVP honor for her upcoming. Also in the middle, pretty strong, Magdalena Arlasheva and Tia Jimerson. On the other side, Maddie Kubik-Banks has had perhaps the best second half of the season in the entire league. How about our scouting report, Nicole? Take us inside this matchup.
Well, Atlanta, the coach said they want to play this match just as they have any other. Come out strong, set the tone from the beginning. And for Omaha, play clean and long volleyball. Keep those hitting errors down, get those digs, and make those plays in transition because Atlanta is the #1 team in the league in transition. And efficiency, both teams. When you get that opportunity, put it down, score those points. Come out strong all around for both of these teams.
All right, that's our Adidas scouting report. We will update you on that and see how it plays out against the actual match. Glad you're with us here for the start of week 13. Final match for both of these teams in the regular season as Maddie Buck gets us underway, and immediately it's a backslide for Omaha. Beautiful bump set high to the outside, and that'll be the left hand of Jordan Larson, the Olympian, the legend, the Nebraska native.
A fan favorite, that's for sure. You named all of it. Long list of accolades for her, and what a nice job. Leadership as well, bringing to this team.
Love Omaha going through some trials and tribulations this year as their sitter, Laura Dykema, is back to serve. Outside, and a misconnection starting off. Overshooting Catino is Atlanta. Omaha coming in at 5-10. At one point they lost 10 of 11. A very difficult streak during which they played some pretty good volleyball.
They did, and overall every time we talk with them, stay positive. You know, it can get heavy at times, but really this team has been very positive. Wonderful leadership from their head coach, Susie Fritz.
This time it's a side out with Catino, and a look at the current league standings. Atlanta in at 12-3. Houston chasing, looking for that #2 spot. They have some action this weekend, and still a lot to be decided here.
Absolutely, it's going to be really interesting. And again, these last couple matches tonight and throughout the weekend are huge confidence builders, I think, to get the wins for any of these teams. And again, keep that rhythm going as they go into the championship.
Rhythm going already for Kelsey Cook, an Olympian who also has a medal of every color. Out of the back row that time, Cook, who has been league best in the back row and in the passing phase of the game, the Bartlett, Illinois native. Kubik-Banks, decent pass outside. This left hand does not go. It is thrown back.
Well, and that is one of those opportunities for Omaha that's missed. Again, that was a good idea. Larson going in to try to recycle that into the block and give her team another chance. Missed opportunity for Omaha.
Quite a similar pass. This time in another block. Magdalena Arlasheva again with a huge stuff. All-time leader of Pac-12 blocks, showing you why. Look at Paulo Coco, everyone in their first season. He is in his manyth season when it comes to the sport of volleyball. Been with the Brazilian national team forever. World and Olympic honors for him. Into the middle, Francis with the kill. Sammy Francis, 6'6" middle blocker out of San Diego. Still with some school to go, but she has been impactful for Omaha.
Huge, stepping in, getting the call not long ago. Coming in and making a big impact for this team.
All-American out there in Palo Alto. All to the outside, they're going on left side early, and this time it's a block for Kimberly Drevniak. If I had to look at a key for Omaha, Kimberly Drevniak would probably be top of the list.
Absolutely. She has been a big piece of their offense this season. And when she's on, look out.
Overhead repayment from Francis there. Huge stuff block for Susie Fritz. 22 seasons with K-State, 18 tournament appearances as a college coach, multiple All-Americans. And now shepherding Omaha through this first season. Everyone's going next week to Louisville for the playoffs, so all is not lost with the streak that Omaha's been through. They're looking for some good play tonight and some momentum into the championships. That ball tipped over the top, and it's good for Danielle Catino.
Well, we're usually used to seeing Katina go up and really unleash on the ball and crank it, but because she does that, that sets up a perfect short shot right over the block.
Magda back to serve, Yelasheva. She'll be on the Czech national team this summer. That ball OT from Drevniak, dug up. Another nice pickup this time, Catino. Adams looking to pay it off. Not a good opportunity. Adams will get it back. Better shot this time. A big crank looking for hands and getting nothing. Out of bounds. Point Omaha.
And I like that aggressive set in transition, although hitting her in the end, really pushing the athletes up to the net so they can challenge the block. And like you said, try to get those high hands and tool off for a point.
Well, you can hear the crowd, and now you know why. Number one, Lexi Rodriguez in. The Illinois native and honorary Nebraskan. Overhead, Catino over the top of the ball. That's what you're talking about.
There you go. And I like that faster set behind to Catino. She has done such a nice job this season, stepping up on that right side position. But she hits, I mean, I have in my notes OT over the top when I was watching her film last week. It's very hard to stop her.
Catino in at opposite, 5th in total points league-wide, leading Atlanta. Outside, Adams, that one is short. Thader was there. Good spot that time by Larson. Does it pay off? No, it doesn't. Not yet. Tip over the top. Dykema. It is hard to get a kill in League One. No hands. So a couple of high flat swings have not paid off early in this first set.
I mean, you definitely have a lot of long rallies, that's for sure, because these athletes are so talented. And just when you think it's going down, someone is flying under the ball to keep it alive.
See if Drevniak gets it right back from Dykema, 2 international players. No, it won't even be a pass as the 2 Nebraska players watch it go by. Good split job by Catino.
Well, it's tough right now. You've got Jordan Larson in the back for Omaha, Justine Wong-orantes there, 2 of the best passers in the league. They're going to go after Cubic Banks right now since she's front row as well.
And they get her on the second one. That'll be back-to-back aces for Danielle Catino, continuing to add to her outstanding season. Catino asked to step up and play that opposite role full-time as Tessa Grubbs has been injured for the last few matches. Been out a number of weeks. Her return possibly expected this evening.
We will see. Coach said today, yep, she's cleared to go. And, you know, as this is their last match before the championship starts, mentioned it might be nice to get some rhythm going with the setters, get her back in the mix of playing since it's been quite a while.
Drevniak back to serve, leading Omaha in points. You notice both opposites leading in points, but a lot of offense going through the left side so far. Back to Adams once again, and she'll put it right through Thader. And a frustrated Dykema comes over with some words that are not fit for broadcast. So Mackenzie Adams, the seasoned pro out of Texas, having an excellent season in Atlanta. She will be back next year. Beautiful dig this time by Cook inside the block. She'll get it back. Backslide winner right there, Emily Thader. They've needed some steady presence. Emily Thader has been that for them.
She certainly has. She has been a stable middle as they've had those injuries throughout the season in the middle blocking position, but she has done a nice job, her blocking, her offense.
One of 2 players to play every set this year for Omaha. Justine Wong-orantes and Emily Thader. Dump picked up, Drevniak, good defense. Leads to a down ball, and Jimerson having none of it. Can I get a finger wag?
There you go, and can you get a 50 on the board? Because that is her 50th block on the season. We talked to her earlier today and we had a really nice conversation with her. The finger wag, you're right. After a block, love it, little attitude there, you know?
Full Dikembe Mutombo is what it looked like. We confirmed it with her. Absolutely inspired by and for Dikembe. Jimerson with the defense here. That ball rolling off the thumbs. Good touch. Is anyone home? Yes, just barely. Cook into the block and down. 3-woman block picks up the stuff for Omaha.
And when you've got a little bit of a higher set, it gives you time for Omaha blockers to read it and get 3 over there. Get 6 hands up there when you can. Why not? Especially when you're playing against the top players in the world.
Jordan Larson, that would be her 15th block if the official statistician hands it to her. We will await the designation. Tough pass for Atlanta. Cook, there you go. High, flat, working.
Well, and Cook, she just makes the right decisions. So impressive on no matter what set.
12-9. Atlanta with the lead. And a little bit of denial from Tia Jimerson.
Love League One Volleyball.
Doing your hair so beautifully. Does that mean you forgive me?
I'll try. I mean, you were only, what was it, 2 hours late?
About 1 and 45 minutes.
It's okay. I've already told Dad. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell him.
You said forgive you. You didn't say don't tell anyone. So, pick one.
Okay, baby, let's go. You're done.
It's time to hoop anyways.
Yeah, not yet. I love you. So get them.
League One Volleyball is presented by Adidas and by Love Finals, where the first League One Volleyball champion will be crowned. Join us April 10th, 11th, and 13th at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. Tickets are available on sale now. Go to LOVBfinals.com for more details. A look at the Omaha middles, an update for them. Candelaria Herrera is out. She is missing the rest of the season. Lauren Stivrins questionable, and Sammy Francis was also questionable, but that question was answered.
She is out here starting, came out of the last match, so wasn't sure, but Sammy Francis, a newer addition to the team. As we mentioned, Omaha's been kind of struggling with some injuries throughout the year, especially in that middle blocker position. Got a call, she's in school at Stanford, got a call at spring break. Would you be interested in coming? Talked to her professors, and here she is, and what an impact Sammy Francis has come off right away starting for this team, and she's getting set about 20 plus times a match already. 39 kills in her last 4 matches, and I don't see her slowing down. She was looking good in warm-ups, I'll say.
And a pretty good indication of the passing that has been going on the Omaha side. The ball control has been there. So we had a challenge there briefly. I'm not sure why even live caught that touch off the top of the block. So Laura Dykma back to serve, gone all the way around. Omaha trailing by just 2 to the #1 team in the league, 12-3, who lost their opening match to Salt Lake City and then has only lost to Houston since. Oh, what a terrific job of swinging at that low ball. Yelasheva collects the kill. We had a nice visit with her last night, talking about her involvement with the Czech national team and how excited she is to play in VNL coming up here in about a month and a half time. She's going to have the opportunity to represent her country for the first time in that summer tournament, and her very first match against Brazil.
That's right. Hey, she said Brazil and then USA, I think. So she's like, I'm going to be out there playing against some of the athletes she's competed against here in League One, and it'll be fun to follow now that we've had that conversation with her, gotten to know her a little bit.
Absolutely. She gets a soft block there. Return there. Mackenzie Adams with the fake. Back to Bug. Ball continued to cross and dug by Dijkma. Francis takes out the opposite, causing some problems. Over the top of her, Maddie Kubik-Banks with the kill.
Well, that set, I had no idea where it was going. Laura Dijkma, very nice. 3 hitters in front, goes for the back row attack to Maddie Kubik-Banks. And again, as you mentioned at the top of the show, what a season, last part of the season she has had since she got that opportunity to get that starting spot. She has really capitalized. Head coach Susie Fritz said to start the year, Kubik-Banks was a little bit not as risky, as if you will, on the attack. So that was a challenge they gave her, to move the risk needle on your attack, to go for it a little bit more. Always had very good ball control and has added that, but she's taken the challenge and really excelled, and you've just seen it throughout the season, each match getting better and better.
Yeah, coming in with 119 kills, 3rd on the team, but that's just one back of Jordan Larson, who's 2nd. So effectively a tie there at that 2nd place spot. She doesn't collect another one here. Instead, it's Adams off the soft touch. Justine Wong-Orantes scoops it. Drevniak puts it through the block and down. That was kind of the story. This is the 3rd meeting between these two teams. Last time, Omaha won the first 2 sets and then got reversed swept. That was March 1st. They've kind of been playing at the beginning of every month. Drevniak was terrific in the start of that match.
Yes, she had a huge game against Omaha, and I'm sure 21 points, 18 kills, and played a really nice, solid game all around defensively as well.
Yeah, a lot of that damage coming early in those first couple of sets. Atlanta making some adjustments as they do here. Cook in another good spot. And Adams putting it through and down for the point. This is where they can be ruthlessly efficient in transition.
Well, in that fast set to the pin, the middles are holding, because you got to honor the middle blocker as well, because when you get a good pass, you can set anywhere. But that quick set is tough to beat.
That ball was challenged in or out by Omaha and quickly confirmed as yes, well in on the line there. Great look at it by our team here in Omaha, doing an outstanding job. So very quickly, what was a close first set is potentially getting it out of hand here at 16-12 as we answer another question, and that is the condition of Fairbanks and Grubbs. They come in together, coming off injury, and this is huge for Atlanta. Absolutely.
Again, trying to get that rhythm as they're building to the championship. So getting them in, getting that playing time, and especially to work on that connection game time play. You just can't create that same thing in practice.
So that's the 6-2. Grubbs back into the front row, and they go right at her immediately. And Kubik-Banks collects the kill. Kubik-Banks, that second half emergence, Nicole, you talked about, been huge for her. Another misconnection. That's 2 on the Atlanta side. Will they go to Tessa Grubbs on the outside? Tessa Grubbs is on a pretty good trajectory to be in the conversation for Player of the Year. Comes in hitting 289 now, 85 kills, but has missed a ton of time.
I mean, top 5 in the league in points and kills, especially with the time missed, still holding on to those numbers. Top, and there's Adams on the right side. Can't slow her down no matter where she is on the court.
Yeah, the juggernaut of Atlanta with that 6-2 with Coutinho and also Grubbs. They didn't play a traditional 6-2. They didn't run it just across the front row. Paulo Coco was leaving the hot hand. Whoever was playing well would stay for sometimes 8 rotations, sometimes 5. They haven't had that flexibility. See if that returns. Nice pickup. Pinoy, and there is the Tessa Grubbs that the rest of the league had nightmares about. Top scorer and MVP in the Swiss League a year ago, and then returning to the States. Grubbs played a long time overseas. South Carolina native. One-time competitive water skier, and that would be the pyramid style of water skiing, show skiing.
Good thing they don't ask you and I to do that.
I'd be better at that than the slalom. Backslide, winner, Emily Thader.
I mean, Thader has been solid for this Omaha team all season long. And as Coach Susie Fritz said, look, sometimes the only healthy middle they've had in practices, which, as you can imagine, if you don't have a full time even to work on things in practice, it's very tough.
Cubic Banks with the miss there. See how quickly she can move to the next play here. She's played professionally in Puerto Rico and Italy before joining League One. Jimerson looking for that deep corner against Banks. Pretty effective there. Good placement. Opportunity, Atlanta. Taken. Yalasheva, who has been absolutely deadly, hitting .390 coming into this match. That is amongst the league leaders out of the middle in terms of efficiency. They're +5 now.
Well, she has been just so on fire. I mean, I'd get her the ball any chance you have. Not only her offensive game, but her blocking is just hard to beat.
Yeah, 4th in the league in blocks. Drevniak out of the back row. Nice delivery from Dykema in an off situation.
Drevniak looks a little surprised there at the end when she's like, okay, all right, let's do that again. And I think that's a nice thing to see with Omaha is they're setting the back row a little bit more than I've seen in other matches from the beginning of the set.
That ball killed off the block and down. Taking advantage of Francis is Cook.
Well, when you have that quick offense, that's exactly what you can create. That seam in between the block. Francis making the read, but not quite getting there fast enough to shut it down and leaves that opening for Cook to attack.
21-16, strict 6-2 this time, but a successful trip for the 6-2 for Atlanta. If they can get back to it. Francis again collects another kill.
She's like, you might have got me on the block, but I'm going to make you pay for it now in this slide attack.
Nicole, you mentioned it, the opportunities she's been getting. Played 5 matches, 3 times. She's been over 20 attempts. Cook crossbody. Nothing short of a spectacular season for Kelsey Cook, who's coming off of her best season ever in Europe, winning all the titles, European Club title, Champions League, Italian title, into an Olympic Games silver medal, and having carried her team here in terms of passing. Best passer in the league by percentage of perfect passes, and another important stat in the back row.
Well, she is leading in digs and also in that transition efficiency. When she digs a ball, they're most of the time getting a kill off of her contact, which means her placement, and it's just perfect.
76% of the time she digs a ball, they get a swing on it. They get an opportunity to convert. Does Atlanta. Here's a dig from Bug. Patino fed outside. Nice dig by Justine Wong-Orantes. Cubic Banks, not yet. Wow, nice stretch. A little jump delay from Dykema. She'll get cagey like that.
She will. Cubic Banks goes up with 2, just setting it straight down over the net. Attacking those hands.
Check out this never say die attitude on the Atlanta side. Keeping it alive, but they lose the point and have to call a timeout. Paulo Coco, all of a sudden his team only +3. Talked about Mackenzie Adams coming in, number 13, and what a season she has had. It's not only speed to the outside, though, it's also choices, Nicole.
Absolutely, it's knowing the right time to get the attack, the tip, whatever you want to do, and seeing the court, and she has done such a nice job. Again, knowing what risk to take with the set. And again, look how quick this set, that one a little bit higher. She went a little early on the approach, but did she make it error? No, she kept it in and made the right choice.
We talked to head coach Paulo Coco. He put a huge emphasis on what you just touched on, the choices.
That's right, you gotta know, again, that risk of what swing are you gonna do, knowing the timing. And when you're at this level, the top level, all these athletes have been the best at their universities, the schools they went to. They've played overseas pro, they've played on their national teams. So, you know, every single night, you gotta go in and bring your A game.
Benoit too far, and it's cleaned up by Francis, who's having herself an outstanding first set.
And how about for Omaha, too, to have a fresh face, step on the court, having kind of the adversity with the injuries they've had throughout the season. to get Sammy Francis out here, some new energy.
Deep corner winner for Coutinho.
Jordan Larson upset she missed that dig. Made the right move there, but just didn't reach out for that deep hit. Coutinho's at it again.
23-20. Yalasheva back to the line. Trying to get to Kubik Banks and missing. So Omaha within touch, but they'll have to get a couple here. They'll add a little defense and see if they can get there. Lexrod back in. To the opposite and down. Oh, you like that one, didn't you?
I just did. Got the hand to the forehead, like, yikes, that's tough to beat. And another quick set back to Coutinho. She really elevates, gets so high, and such a nice arm swing. Again, just hitting over the top of the block. That's a player right there that if Atlanta's going for that championship, people are gonna need to find a way to slow her down.
Set point for Atlanta. They go to the double sub to close it out, potentially here in set one. Quick pass, overhead. Drevniak inside the block and down.
Another impressive angle from Drevniak coming in. Lefty to Jimerson there, middle blocker for Atlanta. Didn't quite get there, so a one-on-one situation for Drevniak, and that's a tough one. Give her a single block, and most likely she's going to put that ball to the floor.
Gianna Fitzmaurice, Gabby Blossom check in. Looking for a couple. A little bit of a rally here for Susie Fritz in Omaha, perhaps, in set one. It'll start with a block from Emily Thader.
Well, that's exactly what Omaha's looking for right now with the double sub. Again, get Fitzmaurice on that right side to slow the outside hitter for Atlanta down. See if they can get some opportunities, either with a big kill on the block like this one from Thader. Huge. Love how she jumps into the angle, hands pressed over. Causing a little frustration there on the faces of Atlanta.
Straight read by Emily Thader and an outstanding jump, as you mentioned, into that left-hand space. Emily Thader did some professional side development work for Love during last summer before leading into Athletes Unlimited, where she had an outstanding campaign there, getting ready to play here in League One's inaugural season. All right, so it's Jimerson in the front row, but it looks like they're going to unwind the double sub here.
That's right. Looks like they're going to put back in the starting crew here. And
interesting choice by Coco here for the side out. Coutinho's going to be in the back row, right back. Maddie Bug front row. You're going to have Jimerson and Mackenzie Adams.
Well, keep an eye on 20 right there on the screen for that back row attack if they want to set her.
Instead, they go to Adams outside, and she sneaks it through.
Adams has got some good hang time because she's coming in a little bit early on those sets. I don't know that miscommunication with Maddie Bug since they do that quick one so often, but the hang time's pretty good. She's making a good choice to keep it in, and it's paying off.
It took a few and an extra timeout for Atlanta to come out on top, 25-23. They've done a lot of winning this season. Can they close two more sets and go home to prepare for the finals? Set number 2 preparations underway here in Omaha, Nebraska. Atlanta 25-23 in the first. Maddie Kubik-Banks, 3 of 10 in that first set. Maybe a couple more kills. That first set goes a different way. She's been the hot hand throughout the second half of the season for Omaha.
She certainly has, and take a look at those numbers. First 7 matches, not as many opportunities. These last 8, second half of the season, she has really come in so strong. And again, got the opportunity and really made the best of it. And she has been the hot hand for them, going to them. And not only with the offense, but stabilizing and helping an already very top passing game that this Omaha team has. And she's going to see a lot of serves because, as I mentioned, she's next to Larson and Justine Wong-Orantes, 2 of the best passers in this league, and she's been handling it.
So second set underway. And it will start with an Atlanta point. So Cook back to serve. Atlanta seeing if they can maintain that ruthless efficiency. So much Nebraska talent out here as Jordan Larson collects the kill. And those are former Nebraska talents. We have a current Nebraska talent as well as a former Nebraska talent. Danny Busboom-Kelly, welcome.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the new job here.
Thank you.
Succeeding John Cook at your alma mater.
Yep.
What was it like the moment it was a yes, you're going to sign the contract, this is going to happen, I'm going to do it. Where were you?
I was actually in Nebraska when I really knew that this was going to be reality, and it was just kind of surreal and something that's always been a goal of mine, but you never really know if that can happen, if it's possible, will the timing be right?
Right.
And it just like all came together at the perfect time, and it was just amazing.
Volleyball is already so huge in Nebraska and across the nation as we've seen it grow year after year. What are your thoughts on this League One volleyball league and what it's going to do for the collegiate game as well?
I mean, the level is so high, and just, you know, watching the games live on TV and then being able to see them in person, just so impressive that volleyball just continues to be a premier sport here, and it just feels like we're scratching the surface, and that's what's the most exciting part about it.
So you pushed things forward in Louisville quite a ways. You built a program there. What did you learn about yourself during that process as a coach?
Well, that's a tough question. I learned a lot, so I mean, it might take this whole match for me to.
We got time. Yeah.
Digest all of that. But I think number one is just staying true to yourself, and I think for coaches that's so important because there's so many highs and lows, and you ask your players to be consistent, and as a coach, I think it's so important to model what you want. So really to be consistent, true to myself, and also to surround yourself with great people. And I had an amazing staff at Louisville, and I'm going to have an amazing staff here at Nebraska. We're just getting started indoor, and so we're learning about each other, and it's been really, really fun and exciting to have a new staff to build and grow with.
If I go back a few years to the rise of Louisville and Pitt, you guys arrive at a Final Four. You're facing off with 2 Big Ten teams, and you both lose. But I was truly impressed by the way you guys played a different kind of volleyball. And you guys played a different kind of volleyball at Louisville. Much different than Nebraska plays. Will your style change now that you have access to those athletes or in that program? Or how does your style adjust being at Nebraska versus Louisville?
You know, I certainly want to make the Nebraska my own and put my spin on things, but also it's like, let's not overthink it too much. You know, things have been
Yes, Kevin, keep it simple, okay?
Things are going really well at Nebraska for a reason, and so definitely want to keep some of the tradition and the style of play, but also expand and put a twist here and there.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us for a little while. Congratulations. I hope you got a horse with your deal.
Yes, Kevin.
I did not get a horse.
Okay. A mini pony? Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. I'll work on.
We'll
I'll
talk to
figure
your
something
agent.
out.
For a bonus.
Congratulations and good luck in the fall.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
All
for
right, Danny
joining us, and thanks for
Busboom-Kelly.
coming to support.
Out here enjoying the volleyball here in Omaha. What a statewide sport this is. The growth of this game, even if you're in rural Nebraska, you
People
feel
know.
the love for volleyball. It is unlike anywhere else in America. So look forward to her journey at Nebraska. Of course, collegiate volleyball will get underway in August. And we have a lot of volleyball to be played between now and then with championships next week as that ball is tipped over the top by Coutinho. And that ball coming out of the back row. Of course, they went back to the back row situation for the opposite, out of the 6-2 to close that first set.
Then with Coutinho in the back row, Maddie Bug, the setter, a little bit of a smaller blocker. So look for Omaha to kind of set that way a little bit more and take advantage of the block.
If they can, way off balance here. Kubik Banks loads up, smartly done. That ball's still alive. Not down despite Omaha's celebrations. And now a net violation. So that ball stayed alive even though it appeared dead.
Maybe a little bit of a soccer kick. There we go, keeping it alive. Adams, hey, she played basketball in college as well. Maybe she should have tried soccer too.
I think this is going to be a challenge here. That ball was on the floor perhaps. Omaha has requested a challenge to see if it hit the ground and the toe of Mackenzie Adams, who, as you just heard, was a 2-sport athlete, or if you listen to Nicole Brand on Olympian, that she was maybe a 3-sport athlete now. What do you think here, Nicole?
Well, it looks like it hit the top of her foot from that angle, but the bottom of the net there blocking the front.
Yeah, confirmed. That ball kept off the ground, actually hitting the tip of her toe and then her shin.
All right, add that to the stat line.
Okay, one dig. Vader will put an end to that. 6-5. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Nicole Brana. Hope you're enjoying this final match of the regular season for Omaha and Atlanta. Both teams looking forward to the finals next week in Louisville. Atlanta already the #1 seed. Omaha has the possibility with a win here to stay alive for that #5 spot. Otherwise, they will occupy the #6 slot.
And I think 5 or 6, again, just winning this match tonight after going through the rough patch they've had in the last 10 of 11 matches would be huge for the confidence, for the morale. But like I said, this team has stayed positive throughout it, learned and grown and shown up every day, just the same.
One-on-one there in the big, so they're going to keep going back to that if they keep getting one-on-one.
Hey, if it's working, get it. And a little dance there from Drevniak.
Fader to the line. Francis back to the front row for Omaha, looking for the tie. Touched. Francis plays it up. Big blast dug by Adams. Who will get a clean swing? Larson got it. Oh, what a dig by Cook, and she's laughing that one off. Larson back with the kill.
What a reaction, because that could have been a serious knocker-downer right there. Take a look at this. Keeping it alive.
Earlier in the rally. Here it is, inside the block.
There you go, hands up, take it overhead. Good thing she blocked that. That could have been a bad facial.
Man, that might have been a sticker there. Mess with the honk, get the bonk.
Oh.
More on that coming up in a little bit. Dykma fights that one off like a field of bees. Nobody home, tip coming. These are the kind you need to convert if you're a championship team. Got it.
Again, it's those little things, it's those connections that right now a little bit off in that play, and that's what head coach Susie Fritz said. It's like, play long and clean. You got to get those points when you can, because Atlanta is not going to go easy on you. They get back there, they make plays, and you've got to be able to stay level with them.
Hope you're catching that. 7 kills, 545 for Kelsey Cook, and that is bad news for anyone on the other side of the net. Omaha's been keeping the pressure on. Just one error. Trying to drop one short here. Bugga lay it overhead to Jawo with the dig. Well, this is like national team practice you're watching at the moment. The lead up to Paris on display now, as that ball is missed by Coutinho. We've had some national team level defense against some of the best hitters America's ever produced.
That's right. I mean, they all know each other so well. It's kind of like, all right, I'm going to dig you now, and then give it a little look. Some good rallies here.
Omaha with the lead, 9-8. Just scratching and clawing here in the second set.
And that's when you want to keep that one in. I know Omaha wants to bring some heat from the line because Atlanta also a very good passing team. You got to disrupt their offense. But after that kind of momentum shift, getting it, I'd like to see them keep that in.
Larson pass and swing. She'll try and throw it deep. Cook's seen that one before. High outside again. Thrown in. They're a big cut and a winner. Jordan Larson puts an end to that.
And again, Larson made that play happen too. Comes up, didn't get the set maybe she wanted on that second attack. Puts it into the block. Omaha recovers it and gets another opportunity. Goes up for the kill. There we go.
A service.
What a serve, straight down the line. That one just dropping out right in front of Mackenzie Adams. And with Cook and Pinoy back there, they're gonna attack Adams right there on the left side of the court. She's front row and want to make her feel the pressure.
Her 14th ace of the season, followed by an error by Jordan Larson. Leading her team in aces, second in points. That ball fed into the middle, past the triple block. Coutinho in transition. Kind of a Statue of Liberty tip there. And a big blast from Kubik Banks, taking some of that risk that Susie Fritz has asked for.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that error. That set, not always easy, coming from a little bit behind her. Goes up strong and setting the tone.
French fries on the board here in the second set. Kubik Banks hitting just 0.59. And overpass there, saved by Dykema below the level of the net. That's going to have to go over. Coutinho. That'll play. Adams from well off the net as well. She'll take a huge cut at it and slice it through. 8 and 18 of Omaha.
Adams just really elevates, gets up, and almost takes a little bit of a look before she goes up for a big swing.
We've hit the technical timeout. 12-11 here in set number 2. Omaha hanging tough. Will it be a set victory?
I'm so excited about this opportunity because I get to share that experience with these women who have committed to something they don't know how it's going to work out. So it's an incredible leap of faith by so many women in this league and on our team. And I hope I can just be there and share in this experience and also share what I know, share what I've been through, and hopefully pave the way.
And you can see there the emotion of what it means to have this league for Kelsey Cook, for all these athletes that have come, again, like she said, to take a leap of faith, because you don't know what's going to happen, but you believe in it, you want to do it, and it's just amazing to see that buy-in from these athletes and just what it means.
And that coming from somebody, Nicole, you who played in a developmental league years ago in the early parts of your indoor career, as that ball is scrambled over. Kept alive, Drevniak cannot put it away. Can Atlanta go from scramble to point? Yes, they can. And the entertainment for the fans and the hometowns, getting an opportunity to watch these players perform at the highest level, something that was promised but not quite delivered back in your day.
That's right. Good opportunity to do it, but didn't always go through on those following years. But, you know, playing overseas is a wonderful experience as well, but there's nothing like playing at home.
Jimerson with the soft block. That ball's too low. Jimerson already twice on the block, getting a hold of it. A third time. Can she close one out? Soft touch instead. Yalasheva, Coutinho, roll shot, not this time. Another lengthy rally. How's your VO2 max?
I mean, that's impressive. Drevniak not even on the net for that one. Got herself off to create some space for that set to be lifted up and just hammers it. They needed that rally as they have lost the last few there to Atlanta, and they're really extending these plays.
Lexi Rodriguez into serve. She's been working down that line. She does again. Almost an ace. Instead, it's a Drevniak kill once again. And some momentum for the women in green.
Huge kill for Drevniak, but I took an eye there on Emily Thader in the middle. She is going up hard, holding Atlanta's middle blocker, creating that one-on-one opportunity for Drevniak to just go up and crush it.
Now keep Rodriguez in the line. She's trying for that deep corner and misses. A couple of points for the Omaha side have been followed by errors.
Yeah, it's just that momentum, and that's the clean and long volleyball, right? You get the momentum, you get a big rally, a big point, some energy on your side. Just nice to keep it in. Again, it doesn't mean just lob it over and be easy, but take a little bit off. Just know that their block and defense is doing some good things right now, and they can rely on that.
Yeah, you see that 9 ties and 5 lead changes already in this set. Closely contested set. You never know what errors might be the determining factor as the 6-2 returns on the Atlanta side. Fairbanks in, Grubbs in. Cook misses, a rare miss from number 23. Fourteen up.
Again, back-to-back service errors. They're not ideal for Omaha. Again, we're in the middle of the set here right now. It's got to clean it up, get those points, keep the pressure on Atlanta, especially when you're getting that momentum shift.
That ball's going to be too tight. Grubbs will not get the kill there. Redirect. Drevniak takes a swing. Did she get a touch? No. A lot of different signals being made. Some people want Drevniak over out of the back row. Some people want a net.
A lot of whistles. Felt like I was watching my daughter's water polo game where I would know where nothing of what's going on there.
Omaha is going to look for a block touch. That'll be the official challenge, will be a block touch. The net already bouncing from earlier ball contact. I don't see anything there.
Let's take a look here, straight on. Yeah, don't see any fingers wiggling there on Jimerson.
The Hawkeye system been efficient all year long. 17 dedicated cameras. You see the multiple angles, the ability to zoom in and that high frame rate. I don't see a touch there. You make the call at home. You're looking for a net fault, apparently. They've now changed, according to the official review, versus what was initially displayed in arena. In every case, unsuccessful. Your hair does not count.
It was a good video there to see how high Tia Jimerson gets. Her head practically over the net on her block.
It is no accident that she has hit the 50 block mark on the season.
And a reset here for Omaha.
All right, 16-14 Atlanta. Probably looking to get away and get a little breathing room here in set number 2. They lead 1-0. They will not do it off of Fader, who a couple of times has put an end to potential momentum on the other side.
Well, and a perfect pass from Cubic Banks there to set that up. And when you get that pass, I love that they're going to the middles. Fader's been very successful on the slide attack.
Justine Wong-orantes with a gem with the right hand. Can she pick up another? No, she cannot. Grubbs off the block and out of bounds. Tessa Grubbs returning to action.
You can see it feels good to get back out there on the court, get that kill, tooling it off the block. Again, top 5 in points and kills in the league.
Having only played 26 sets. Fader, a lot of power before. Here, a little craft to go with it.
Making a good decision, looked a little bit off balance on that slide coming back.
And Fairbanks slow to get up and kind of grimacing. And now limping around a little bit, so keep an eye on number 12.
I mean, that's the thing right now. Look, this match for Atlanta, you can see Kelsey Cook maybe telling her, if I'm a good lip reader, like, let's make a good decision here. We've got a championship ahead of us. So if anything's feeling off.
It's always a wild balance between, are you injured or hurt? Should you come out for your own safety versus the tough competitor?
Right, because it's hard for our own selves to say, I need to go out.
Absolutely. Instead, it's an ace here from Emily Fader. A sneaky good server, Emily Fader. 12 aces now, second on the team.
You're looking at my notes. I have that same note down. Sneaky good server.
The hive mind. We've entered the hive mind. Didn't take long. And followed by, in this second set, an error. Man, you feel like Omaha could be building momentum. They could have, in a couple of occasions, put a little pressure on the women in pink from the ATL.
6 errors from the service line for Omaha.
Larson off the net, powers through.
I think tonight we've seen Larson kind of going up with the soft shots going into the block. First big powerful attack with 2 blockers up, attacking that outside hand of the middle blocker.
6 for 19, Jordan Larson. That ball nearly dug once again. Instead, it's Pinoy just trying to defend herself from Francis on the overpass.
Well, that's her second overpass for a big kill. You don't want to put that anywhere near Sammy Francis.
Questions about Francis's health coming in have certainly been answered now. Atlanta timeout at 19-18, Omaha with the lead. Sammy Francis has been impactful already as a professional, having started her career before she's even completed her academics. And in this match, it started right away.
Well, she got the call, took the opportunity, and she has really stepped in and played a big role here for Omaha, who, as we've mentioned, has struggled with some injuries in that middle blocking position and brought some fire. And again, this team very positive, going through some losses as of late, but some fresh blood, if you will. First match with the team was March 22nd, came in against Austin, 8 kills, 6 blocks. I mean, hello, look at that. What a start for her career here with League One.
This would be a big one for Omaha to win this second set. Can they make a push? Opportunity here. Drebniak. No, dug up. Adams sitting in the seam. With the flow outside, dug up. And Larson scores it.
Nice kills for Larson, back-to-back, tooling the block earlier, now going down the line off of Cook's hands. Corner pocket, wow, can't get any closer than that. When you say they're painting the lines, she sure did.
Little 6-2 run here for Omaha, again short serve. putting it in, maybe going on a run. Little reach back, pop up, put away. Jordan Larson, the governor.
Well, and again, the serve. Again, when you're saying go for a tough serve, Kevin, it doesn't mean you go back and you're just hitting it as hard as you can. These short serves are very strategic and disrupting Atlanta's offense. So they have really paid off here for Omaha. And as we can see, when they're keeping it in and putting it in a good spot, it's paying off and giving them this nice lead.
21-18. If you're Omaha, you have to feel like a month ago you left one on the table. You left a victory over the #1 seed and perhaps some doubt in their mind when you were up 2-0 and then lost 3 straight sets. Some smiles, some enthusiasm here from the young crowd.
Got the Larson jerseys on. Getting their block touches in up there.
That's right. Make sure we count the jumps. Crowd getting some Lexi Rodriguez shirts on the way in. Celebrating volleyball in Nebraska. Dykema, does she go short again?
I say why not? It's working.
Okay, she does. Good pass. Cook. A little set over and good. Was that legal in your era?
No, it was not. There's a lot of things that weren't legal in my era. But Drevniak pulled her hands down back on that one. Didn't want to get tooled. But again, good vision to shove that one down.
Perfect pass, Kubik Banks. Blasted through and just out of the reach of Justine wong-orantes. Catino is going to collect another kill.
And again, Catino showing the range she has. We've seen the hard angle hits, deep, sharp, short angle, tooling off the block, down the line.
Yeah, Catino now with her 10th kill. And a timeout called by Omaha. So teams trading timeouts here as we approach that all-important 20-point mark. Teams spent a lot of time playing drills from 2021, 2022 to that 25-point mark.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different pressure. You got to try to. That's when the clean volleyball really matters, when you get those opportunities to capitalize and put it down, because we're only like 4 points away here for Omaha. And as you mentioned, winning this set against a very hot Atlanta team would be big and some momentum as they go into set number 3. That pressure in those last parts of the game that you really got to handle mentally, right? Those mental errors and clean those up.
Hey, speaking of mentality, big moment here for Omaha. They need a first ball side out. Can they get it? Long run for Drevniak. Blocked. Successfully, point Atlanta. We're tied. If you had insurance here in the second set, go ahead and cash out of the cage. It's 21 apiece.
Well, tough right there with number 15 on the screen. One of the top blockers in the league at the net. Got to try to keep her off her game, leaning the other way. Set opposite.
They'll run Drevniak around again, and this time, Set Larson. Straight down block this time from Atlanta and Mackenzie Adams.
Back-to-back blocks on huge swings from Omaha. It's always fun getting a kill, but this feeling of blocking straight down on someone, it's right up there. Beautiful close from Ilasheva.
Magda Ilasheva, the Czech Republic, not from a sporting family. Her dad, Roman, getting up at 2 a.m. to watch these matches. Hello, Roman. Hope you're enjoying it on a Friday/Saturday morning. Mom, Eva, we understand she catches it at a different time.
She likes her sleep time. She said she'll watch it back. So, you know, hey, at least they're both watching, but wanted to say hi to them. She mentioned it last night that they're #1 fans.
She said, look, I went to a very academic school. Mom, an organic chemist. Dad, a structural part analysis person, doing that for a living. And her brother into volleyball. That ball is long from Cook, and that's why Magda ended up in the game at all. She credits her brother, 5 years older, Dalibor, for getting her into the game, and what a journey it's been to Washington State and now to the pro ranks here in the United States. 22 apiece, second set. Catino tips. Can't tip for wins. You got to swing. Cook will do it and get it.
Absolutely right on that. You've got to swing when it's crunch time, and right now, down to the wire, both of these teams have been extending the rallies, putting the ball down. You can't go up and give an opportunity with a tip. And you know, Atlanta, one of the top teams there with their defense, they're picking up a lot of balls. You've got to go up and swing.
Tough serve. Banks will get it. Cubic Banks trying to tool, and she does. Smartly done.
Love that one. Shoves it into the block and swipes it outside, out of bounds, off the hands. Frustrating as a blocker, that's for sure. I'm sure that Katina won't let that happen again.
All right, steady as a rock, Emily Thader back in, along with Lexi Rodriguez. 23 all. The set could go either way. Drevniak with the tip coverage. Jimerson with the shutdown block once again. Atlanta is trying to block their way to this victory. That is now their 6th in the match, and there's the finger wag.
There it is. She's like, you know what time it is. Time to get those hands up and get some blocks straight down. Well, last week.
6-2 here for set point. Fairbanks to serve. Looking for the 2-0 lead. Right down the line. Perfect pass. Tip. Seen early. But not in return. That ball is down. So a first ball transition kill off of a Pinoy dig ends the second set identical to the first set. 25-23. And a little meeting here from Kelsey Cook, encouraging her side to close this in 3. Kelsey Cook keying things offensively, defensively, and the emotional mentality rolling for Atlanta. They lead 2-0. Welcome back to League One Volleyball. Throughout the year, we've told you what the presence of this league has allowed family and friends to come to matches. What it's also allowed is players to be present for special moments. After Atlanta's recent match at Houston, Mackenzie Adams went back with her family. Dad drove, to San Antonio to attend her grandmother's 100th birthday. Dad Van Adams made sure that Mackenzie was there, and this is Helen Adams on the century mark.
I mean, how awesome is that? Again, that opportunity to be able to go and be a part of that, whereas if you're overseas playing pro, not able to fly back for that special occasion, but what the opportunities created for these athletes not to miss out on those things as well.
Mackenzie Adams has performed incredibly well this season, including tonight 7 digs, 27 kills, 6 digs, and a block. And it was a big one in the latter part of that second set. Atlanta was putting up a wall.
They certainly were. They really relied on that, and Omaha wasn't sure where to go. I will say we mentioned the tipping from Omaha in those moments, but Atlanta was tipping as well. Theirs were going down. So keeping Omaha on their toes a little bit more, getting those tips down.
A miss from Jordan Larson opens the second set, and she waves her team forward. She'll get it right back again, fast, and the block is there again. Elasheva next to Catino. That is a huge block. It has kind of been the wall in the South this year for League One volleyball.
Wall.
No word whether crows are on that wall or not. And again, 3-woman block. See how they react here. 2. This has to be frustrating for the Omaha hitters. Pinoy, another nice run. Pick up, Cook, not the put away there that they wanted. Justine Wong-orantes with the dig. And the throw, did it miss the hands? Indeed it did. So a lot of work done there and a lot of breath expended for Omaha. And they are down 3-0.
Well, when you're blocking like this, and even with 3 players up there at the net, you're getting in the hitter's head. They're thinking about it. They're thinking, oh my gosh, what else can I do? Making different adjustments. And in the end, Jordan Larson on the pin, throwing that one down, goes wide out of bounds. And that's what the block is creating right now for Atlanta.
Again, the block there for the joust. Saved by Lexi Rodriguez. And you mentioned the tips going down the other way. It happens again.
And the hang time. Also, Kelsey Cook with some good hang time. Must be the outside hang time. They're working on that at practice. But a huge save from Lexi on that one, but not enough, as Atlanta is taking advantage. That block is really causing a lot of trouble.
Already 4-0, and now a timeout called by Omaha. A beautiful save, but all for naught so far. It is 4-0, #1 team in the league, looking like it through 2 sets and the start of a third.
Ali, you're doing your hair so beautifully. Does that mean you forgive me?
I'll try. I mean, you were only, what was it, 2 hours late?
About 1 and 45 minutes.
It's okay. I've already told Dad. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh my gosh, you didn't tell him.
You said forgive you. You didn't say don't tell anyone. So, pick one.
Okay, baby, let's go. You're done.
It's time to hoop anyways.
Yeah, not yet. I love you. So get them.
League One Volleyball is presented by Adidas and by the LOVB Finals, where the first League One Volleyball champion will be crowned. Join us April 10th, 11th, and 13th at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. Tickets are on sale now. Go to LOVBfinals.com for more details. And in this first season, the Love Woman of the Year Award was introduced to highlight the individual athletes on each Love team who are making a profound difference within their communities and are inspiring future generations of volleyball players locally plus across the country. Selected by their own teammates and coaches, nominees have demonstrated outstanding leadership, mentorship, and commitment to the sport both on and off the court, as well as within their own teams during this entire first season. Each team has one nominee, with the winner to be determined by a selection committee. The overall winner of the Love Woman of the Year award will be honored at the Love Finals in Louisville, Kentucky on April 13th. The nominee for Omaha is Kimberly Drevniak. As an ambassador for Let's Keep the Ball Flying, Kimberly has traveled around the world to spread love and hope through the sport of volleyball and has continued that work this season through her time with young players in Omaha and through visits to local elementary schools. Atlanta's nominee is Danielle Catino. She was one of the key leaders of Love's Atlanta Black Women in Volleyball Clinic and has hosted camps and trainings for young players throughout the season. So excellent work being done by all, not only on the court, but also in the communities in which they live. The A5 club, of course, home to the Atlanta side. Ball to the outside, blocked by Yelasheva. Opportunity Atlanta. Misconnection. Nothing missed about that Drevniak swing, and they're on the board here in the third.
And a huge hug after that connection. That feels good. Again, Drevniak attacking the angle, having a lot of success on that part of the court.
Dykeman at the back row. With that short serve, it was effective in the last set. Dig close to the net, reset by Larson. Does it pay off? Hanoi once again underneath. She can't get that one. Francis will get it through the block and through the defense. Second point for Omaha, and that'll keep them in the same rotation where they did score in set number 2.
This is a good one, and with Dykema's shorter serve causing some trouble here for Atlanta's offense.
A little bit flatter serve that time. Cook on the right. Good touch by the block. Transition goes right side. Drevniak, the hot hand, and just like that, they have erased almost the entire 4-0 start.
Well, I like this rotation for Omaha. They're getting some good points. They ended that last set with a good run there, and now in the same one here, disrupting Atlanta's offense, serving in that same area, kind of left front.
Yep, same thing, short this time to the middle. Cook, a little hang and bang, and that one is good, 5-3. Kelsey Cook now 9 kills, hitting .370. That'll do on the outside. Yelasheva nearly had the stuff block. Instead, it's a kill from Adams well inside the block.
Well, and that's the thing, Atlanta, even if they're not getting the straight down block, they're getting some good touches and reacting, lifting that ball up to give themselves a chance to go up and make that big play in transition.
Why is Atlanta the #1 team? Well, they can hurt you so many different ways offensively as that ball is long. Kenzie Adams, 8 kills, 10 for Catino, and now 11 for Cook.
They got a lot of weapons to go to, that's for sure.
And then you add back Grubbs so they can flex and flow with the 6-2. That ball dug up. Hit inside, dug by Adams. It'll go out of the middle back. Cook, high flat. What a move by Jordan Larson. Oh, what kind of touch would you like? The lunge, the double axe handle.
I mean, impressive, and that is why Larson is one of the best in the world. As we know, the most decorated USA Olympian. Making those moves for her team, laying out one arm and then takes it over a little tomahawk style here. They were actually practicing that earlier.
Practice how you play. Good control. Larson still at the line, tough flat serve. And way up high, Magda Yelasheva.
Well, I like to see that set going. We've seen her a lot on defense and said her name with the blocking, but getting her going in the middle, you can see how powerful it is.
Drevniak puts that one through. Interesting story with Kimberly Drevniak. This is her first season in America. And she said the adjustments have not only been volleyball-wise, they've just been life. What to do at the grocery store, the culture. But she said she has an interesting parallel with Justine Wong-Orantes on the team.
That's right. They played together in Germany for Justine Wong-Orantes season. So she said we kind of reverse roles here. So they're each other's tour guides in their respective countries, helping work out those kinks and things. And said she's having a great experience here.
Yeah, Kimberly was helping Justine out when Justine was overseas for the first time in her life. And now we have the reverse playing out. Oh, that one into the campfire in the middle.
You can see Thader, she's doing good work in the middle position and getting lots of hugs every time everyone gets a kill.
No block that time. Jimerson, who's been uncharacteristically quiet, Tia Jimerson. That is just her 5th attempt, 2nd kill. So she hasn't had a lot of chances there to swing, but been reasonably efficient. On the other side, you were just talking about Emily Thader. She is 6 of 8. No errors, has not been blocked. No topspin.
That was a rocket coming at you. Good matrix move there by Cubic Banks in the back row. Coutinho in the back row for Atlanta. 2 hitters up, Cook and Jimerson.
Where are you going?
Probably going out to Cook. She's the hot hand, but I'd like to see with a good pass to get Jimerson going in the middle as well.
Well, it won't matter as that ball sails long, picked up a little extra air, and Atlanta will be +2 once again at 10-8. Of course, already leading, if you weren't with us earlier, 2-0, although it's been close at the end. 25-23, a little mini Omaha run made that first set closer than it was initially. And Omaha very easily could have won set number 2, losing it by that same 25-23 score. Woo, inside the block, some heat.
Okay then, that's what I like to see. Larson coming inside, getting her feet there for a beautiful high arm swing. Cranking that one angle.
Maybe she just had to loosen up the left side of her neck after waking up this morning with her dog nuzzled in on the neck area.
New animal owner. Got to get used to that. Animals waking you up when you're not ready yet.
Her new dog, Win, of course, one of the cutest things on earth, but Jordan telling us this morning, I don't know why she needs to be right there. Every time I wake up, she's right either in my elbow or in my armpit or on my neck. Of course, a terrific source of comfort. Everyone able to get pets and have them at home, be at home. Jordan making a big deal out of the fact that she can leave her house and go play a volleyball match. There's Larson again, this time blocked deep and covered. Will she get it back? No. Other way. Francis, dug by Coutinho. Nearly down, but not. Drevniak is on the scramble. Lexi with the dig and the put away. That's Nebraska, Netherlands, Nebraska for the point.
Connection. Starting off with Thader, middle blocker here, laying out, getting it up to keep her team alive. Look at Lexi Rodriguez just sliding right into that one, and it was a beautiful up. What a set out to Larson for a huge kill.
Thader at the line, already with 1 ace. Again, putting Atlanta off balance. Coutinho rapidly finding the crystals in her ears and getting out of the vertigo position.
What a swing from the back row. Lands practically like she's in the front row. Again, so powerful. What a weapon to have on your team, no matter where she is on the court.
Rodriguez, perfect pass. Good block touch. And the payback, tough work by number 15.
Again, same attack that we saw before, coming in angle, kind of cross body, attacking the sideline.
We were talking about culture. Magda was telling us last night, she said, where I grew up in a tournament, a big tournament, have 4 courts.
Yeah.
Then I went to the Big South. I've never seen anything like that as that dump is picked up. So at Big South, there are over 1,200 teams.
Yes, very eye-opening, she said.
Yeah.
So many courts, so many whistles.
So many opportunities here in this rally. Coutinho doesn't really get there, but Francis got it. Good reach on that first contact by Coutinho. This is a little small ball. This is short court on display. Big run up in the middle, doesn't matter. Bug over dig. Cleaned up by Francis. She owns that play.
She is alert and ready, catching her breath on that long rally. You give that overpass anywhere near Seymour Francis, she's making that move to the side, getting up with a big swing.
I love the reaction from the crowd. A couple of guys looking at each other like, did you just see that? You have to love Nebraska. It is an educated volleyball crowd dedicated to the game. Of course, the 92,000 fans a season ago in the fall for Omaha taking on Nebraska. Lexi Rodriguez was in that match, and she's in this one now. Peanut Pinoy, another good spot by her. She's had herself an exceptional campaign here tonight. Jaywell, a little fancy footwork. Where do you go? The governor. Got it. Omaha leads.
This is the kind of volleyball that Omaha wanted to come out and play. And again, it's having that length, playing longer, cleaner volleyball than they've been able to do. These last few points here is exactly what Coach was talking about earlier today. Lexi's making some big digs here for her team. Larson coming up strong at the pin.
Coach Brenna.
I know, I threw the hands up in the air on that miss serve because these last plays for Omaha have been big.
Oh, Pinoy read the book of Drevniak. Larson, high, hard winner.
Normally we see Atlanta taking advantage of that immediately, but now Omaha is changing the tide on it. They're getting the opportunities, and instead of just free balling it over again or easy shot to Atlanta to give them a chance, they're going up for the big kill.
Jordan Larson leads with 12 kills for her side and misses that serve. So back-to-back service errors for Omaha, perhaps ruining any shot at momentum. Are they leaving too many points on the board here in the third? A set that started 4-0 and a timeout immediately by Omaha. Out of that timeout, Susie Fritz's crew reversed it right away. Got right back in it, but the block of Atlanta has been tough. Continues to be so. Adams looking for the sharp angle. That picked up by Cubic Banks. Rejected, covered. Fast to the outside. There's that speed you talked about.
That looked like a fast one, and again, Adams just getting back, waiting for that perfect set to come up. They have a beautiful connection. And again, that setter-hitter connection takes time to work on, a lot of reps, a lot of practice, and most importantly, a lot of feedback. Not taking it personal if you're getting like, hey, I need it higher or lower. You got to be able to make those adjustments. And I think that's something that this Atlanta team has done very well.
Kenzie Adams came in hitting .250. She was third in points, third in aces, third in digs, filling the stat sheet for her team. As Drevniak does the same on the other side, collecting her 12th kill. She's hitting over 300 in efficiency tonight. 15 all. Coutinho over and down.
Battle of the opposites. Drevniak to Coutinho. Both attacking that strong angle.
12 kills, 8 digs. You've seen Coutinho playing that defense also. That last long rally, calling people off, tip coverage responsibility taken by Danielle Coutinho as she goes out now for that double sub. Rachel Fairbanks out of pit. Part of that rise in the ACC. Nearly had an ace. She'll go fast to the outside, and that'll work again, although just.
And here's the thing with the change of setters. Still going out to Adams on the outside pin. Both setters, same set, and very successful. So it doesn't really skip a beat when they make that change.
Atlanta, a little 2-point break. Will you see a timeout from Omaha on an Atlanta point here? Tough serve. And a block. There's the finger
There
wag.
it is. That ball kind of going in and slammed down by Jimerson. And again, as you mentioned, offensively a little bit quiet. Last week in Houston, Atlanta struggled set number 1, and I noticed Jimerson, no matter what, she was celebrating. They got a point. They were down by a lot. She kept that energy going for her team.
51st block for Jimerson, and that is good for Atlanta as they head towards our championship weekend. The exquisite Love Championship trophy has been on display with a whistle-stop tour throughout the country. Popular with fans of all ages, had the opportunity to pose with the sterling silver Tiffany trophy. 21 inches tall, weighing in at 13 pounds. I don't think you were allowed to pick it up. I was definitely going to get in trouble.
You were going to try.
Yeah, the winning team in the Love Finals will get to take home this beautiful piece of Tiffany hardware on April 13th. That'll be in Louisville. Yeah, it has been touring the United States. Look at that thing. White glove treatment only.
And the old famous turquoise Tiffany box. Tiffany and Company.
The box goes with the trophy. You get both.
And the white bow.
All of it. All of it. Who will take it home? Will it be Atlanta, or will we have a different champion than the Love Classic, or the same champion as that ball is missed? Remember, Houston beat Atlanta in that final, handing them just their second loss on the season and first since the opening night. And then Houston beat them a couple more times.
Well, it's going to be interesting, too, because Madison's been pretty hot lately on a winning streak. Started off rough, 1-7 in the start of the season, and then just been on a tear, and they have really been clicking.
Right,
they've a lot of patience for them as they've come into their own.
Jalen Winters comes into this match. You're right, Madison has won 6 straight, the hottest team in League One volleyball. Drevniak is blocked right back on her, and the finger wags are piling up.
Well, and again, this was the point in set number 2 where Atlanta's block just caught a fire. They got going, they made those good reads, got hands over, and gave a lot of trouble for Omaha hitters.
Atlanta was at their best when they had the 6-2. They're trying to close out another set with that same lineup. Pinoy will chase down a second contact. You might have thought about a swing there. Winters tries to lean into one, and it's a block this time for Grubbs.
Here's the thing, too, about Tia Jimerson in the middle blocker, number 14 there, going over to close with Tessa Grubbs, number 17. Sometimes you see her just flying off, not even close, closing that block. Arm is sealing it. Very athletic.
Fairbanks with a 6-point lead, misses. So this would be big for Atlanta. They would go to 13-3 in their first season. Omaha would finish at 5-11. Atlanta already knew they were the #1 seed. Omaha would be confirmed at number 6. Of course, the top 2 get a bye. Madison and Houston will be meeting for that spot later in the weekend. Spending the weekend with Love in Salt Lake City begins tomorrow as Gabby Blossom comes in, trying to spark something for Omaha. Winters blocked again. Will she get it back? Yes. A big ask for number 5. Oh, what a fling overhead. Adams right side. She is blocked. Guess who? Emily Thader.
Thader is solid in the middle. Her offense has been on point, and that blocking, she is doing the work. Top blocker out of Missouri. One of the most consistent and effective middle blockers.
Second block for Thader. Was that in the deep corner? Yes, it was. Fairbanks with the one-handed delivery to Jimerson. Atlanta looks focused here to close out this set, perhaps with more ease than the first 2, both of which reduced 25-23. Adams goes to the jumper.
Oh my.
And Fitzmaurice, who's entered this match, gets blocked again. The wall in the south continues to rain, and just how good have they been at the net? Well, entering tonight, Atlanta was 2nd in total blocks, But as good as Austin has been at the net, Atlanta was the most positive team. They had the greatest differential between the number of times they had been blocked and the number of blocks they had dished out. They missed connection outside, and this is all over. 24-17. What a run. From 15 all. In this third set, Atlanta is going to close the regular season in fine style. Match ball number 1. Winters, undeterred, swings hard on that one. Second match ball upcoming. Winters been in the fight at outside hitter. Jimerson calling for it, Grubbs getting it. Winters the dig. And another put away on the outside for Jordan Larson. Timeout called by Atlanta, still with a 5-point lead. Their third match point opportunity upcoming out of this Paulo Coco moment.
Good time to call the timeout, as we know Omaha can get on a run here. Atlanta needing just one more side out to put this one away. But again, we've seen Omaha go on a little bit of a 3-4 point run at times. So good call to slow things down, take a breath, get back to what you're doing.
All right, at 24-19, let's revisit our Adidas scouting report that we opened this match with. How's it played out?
Well, I do think Atlanta's playing the same as they have any other match. They came out strong. Coach Paulo Coco said at times they come a little bit slow to start, but tonight that was not the case. Omaha played clean and long. We saw it at times. I think they didn't hold it together as long as you need to throughout an entire match, but there were spurts of seeing what they're capable of.
Looking for one more. Third match point. It'll be an awkward play, but it scores just the same. What was a highly competitive match ends with a pretty nice run from the #1 team. They go on a 10-4 run to close the third set and this match. Kelsey Cook and company have had a highly successful first campaign out of the ATL. They'll end in the middle of the country. They will return to Louisville next week as the #1 seed, which means they will have to win 2 matches in order to take home that Tiffany Trophy and recognition as the very first champion in League One volleyball. Mackenzie Adams and crew having an effective offensive evening. As a team, they hit 292. 43 kills, 12 of those belonging to Danielle Coutinho, 12 to Kelsey Cook, 10 to Adams. And the opposite, who played the majority of this match and has played the majority of the second half of the season, hit 324, Danielle Coutinho, along with 8 digs, playing her responsibility quite well in the defensive side of the game, but offense is where she really excels. A look at the opposite, one-time middle, one-time outside hitter, who said, it took a while to adjust the demands of the position, to just take out the trash, be asked to do something with nothing, as she does right there. She'll go over, around, and through you. There it is, over the top. That's what had Nicole Branna grimacing, imagining she was the opposing coach. Well, she's not coaching, but she is interviewing the player of the match, Danielle Coutinho.
Danielle Coutinho, what a match. Congratulations, player of the match tonight for Atlanta. What's been the secret for you guys in your success this season?
I think it's just never being content. I think that we push every opportunity that we get in practice, and our practices are really high level competitive, so.
And as you look forward, this was your last match of this regular season, looking to the championship. Are there any areas in your own game you're looking for? You're hitting over the top of the block. My goodness, so impressive. What are some things you're kind of looking forward to improve for that last push?
I just think probably seeing the game a little bit better. There were some plays for sure on the floor that I left defensively, so I want to improve that. and just continue to have fun. That's the biggest thing for me, and I think our team.
Well, it seems like you guys are having good rhythm. You're playing very impressive to watch. How about a round of applause for these athletes, all of them tonight. Good luck in the championship.
Thank you. Thank you.
Danielle Coutinho, player of the match in one Atlanta didn't have to have, but they wanted to have, and they get it. They will be the #1 seed coming up at the League One Finals. Remember this happening at the KFC Yum Center. Confirmed at #6 would be Omaha. Still a lot to be determined in between that. Houston at #2 is projected. There's a lot more volleyball to be played. A weekend with love being played in Salt Lake City. The action gets underway tomorrow night. And that's going to be Madison taking on Salt Lake. Madison, winners of 6 in a row. They will need 2 more if they want to challenge Houston for that spot. And they will get Houston straight up on Saturday in the first of our doubleheader. Houston and Madison facing off, and then Austin and Salt Lake. So catch us on ESPNU tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. Lauren Carlini and Madison taking on Jordan Poulter and Salt Lake. The national team talent, the Olympic medalist talent just continues here in League One volleyball. For Nicole Brenna and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Barnett. Thanks for watching League One volleyball. It was 25-23, 25-23, and an impressive 25-19 sweep to end the regular season for the #1 side, Atlanta. You'll see them next in Louisville, and we'll see you again tomorrow night on ESPNU.